Joining me now with more reaction are former acting ICE Director Tom Homan and Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich. Thank you both for being here. Tom, I barely know what to say. Those numbers, 3,800,000, 50 known, but probably a lot more terrorists that got through that we don't know about. What is to be said at this point of what we're watching?
You know, Pete, I've been saying for a year and a half that this border crisis would become a national security crisis. Of course, a lot of people said, oh, homie, you have no evidence. You know what you're talking about. I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, but I know the border. I did it for 35 years. I want to foot stop the national security because here's what we have. We have Border Patrol arrested people from 161 different countries. Many of those countries sponsor terrorism. Now, if you think not a single one of the 800,000 gotaways came from the country that sponsored terrorism and entered this country was harmed, then you're not paying attention. And that's why I keep foot stomping this. And look, after 9/11, I was in D.C., came up. We created the terrorist watch list. We created a no-fly list. We created the visa security program. And if you get a visa, if you get a plane that comes to the United States, you're vetted through numerous databases, including the DoD database. Now, those databases have prevented a lot of terrorists from coming to this country. But they're meaningless because if you're a terrorist now and you're watching the news, why buy a plane ticket? Why apply for a visa when you know you're going to get vetted?
Sure.
You go to Mexico, you cross the southwest border the same way 800,000 others did, and enter this country to do us harm. This president has created a border crisis, an immigration crisis. When you do that, that causes 70% of the border patrol to be off the line. 70%. That's when the drugs flow through that killed 100,000 Americans, and that's when the terrorists come across. This is a huge national security issue, and this president created this crisis on purpose. This is by design. This is open borders.
This is open borders. Mr. Attorney General, our viewers look at these numbers, and the first thing I think is 2.5 more years of this? What does that look like?
Quite frankly, it's the destruction of America, Pete. Look, I'm a first-generation American, and there's nothing wrong with people wanting to come here, but they have to do it lawfully. What we have right now at our southern border is chaos. I literally was down at the southern border just today talking to the ranchers, the people being impacted by this every day. In the Tucson sector, there's more than 1,000 getaways just every single day. These are people we don't know why they're, not surrendering to the Border Patrol because the Biden administration is allowing people to come in here and giving them government benefits, housing, other social welfare benefits. So what are these people that are literally crossing the desert, 100 plus degrees, going 19, 20 miles, wearing camouflage, dark clothes, the 800,000 that Sarah talked about? What intention do they have for our country? Border security is indeed national security, and it requires the will to enforce existing law. And Pete, that's why I've been in the forefront of filing so many lawsuits to try to get the Biden administration to do their job. And unfortunately, Secretary Mayorkas may be the least competent of anyone in the Biden administration, and that's saying an awful lot these days.
That is saying an awful lot. There's a lot of competition for that spot, but it looks like he's up front. Tom and Mark, thank you both very much.